Run and Buzz is the first drill of our teaching progression, in which we are working exclusively on the approach. The setup for this drill is extremely simple, in which we work from the middle of the field to about the numbers. The players start at cones placed 10 yards apart and work towards another cone or dummy bag placed at about the numbers between them. The ball carrier will run to the cone at varying speeds, slowing down from time to time to simulate a possible cutback. We start the defender in a leveraged position, meaning an inside shade to the ball carrier, and in this drill we are working on three principal concepts. First, the player should maintain his leveraged position on the ball carrier all the way to the cone. As the ball carrier slows down to potentially cut back, the defender buzzes his feet to slow down and maintain his shade or leverage. Second, we want the defender to chase or track the ball carrier while maintaining some squaring of the shoulders, which increases as he closes in on the ball carrier. Lastly, it is extremely important the defender's eyes focus on the near hip of the ball carrier so as not to lose his leverage because of movements of the ball carrier's hands, head, ball, arms, or feet. I am a huge advocate of flag football for many reasons, but for young players learning to tackle, playing flag football forces players to focus on the hip of the ball carrier because that's where the flags are worn. We work our approach in this tracking concept in just about all of our tackling drills. We believe the approach is an extremely important and often under-drilled aspect of sound tackling. This is a short drill on the proper stance, breakdown, and hit position. Our players are taught to keep their head up, sink their hips, bend their knees, and to maintain a slight arch in the back with their hands ready. We drill this hit position by simply fitting to a teammate in which the ball carrier steps one way or the other, while the defender steps to the ball carrier with his near foot while maintaining his form. We emphasize a power step towards the target, arms cocked, back arched, and head up. We also want to get the foot with our power step as near to the ball carrier as possible to avoid having to leave our feet to make the tackle. The stance and breakdown position is similar to some of the current teaching of American football form tackling. However, we emphasize the power step be made at an angle towards the target as opposed to straight ahead, as we want to drill the importance of coming from a leveraged position, which allows us to emphasize more of the shoulder in the tackle and keep the head further away from contact. So the second drill in our teaching progression is what we call hip, rip, and wrap. It's another two-part drill like the run, buzz, and breakdown. Only here we move from the contact point to the follow-through. Okay, we're borrowing a lot of the same elements that are taught in traditional form tackling, some of the stuff that USA Football is doing. We're not really rewriting the book here. However, there are a few subtle differences in technique and form that we teach. In the first part of the drill, the players are on their knees, but their upper body is in the proper hit position. The tops of their feet should be flat on the ground so as to force the players to use their hips and not their toes. The players will then explode up using only their hips and arms and land on the bag. It is important the players keep their eyes up and an arched back, which will ensure the head is not dropped. In the second part of the drill, we add an extra dummy bag in which the players will do the same thing as in the first part with the addition of hitting the bag with the front of their shoulder while ripping their arms and wrapping up the bag. The hands should come together to squeeze the bag and their head should be up but to the side. This is a little different from some of the more recent heads-up teaching techniques, which teaches players to throw 2 uppercuts with the head up, but often in a straight up or head-on position to the target. In our next drill video, we will put the concepts from the first 3 drills together and move from tackling dummy bags to real teammates.